Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so what's going on? Today I got a really special topic to talk about today, and it's the frickin' Rosin rule in Major League Baseball. And this is something that I'm gonna be talking about because I've seen pitchers get ejected like many times for foreign substance, like especially like illegal substances as well. Actually, well, it's the same thing, but you get the point. But today I'm gonna be talking about the rosin bag that pitchers use, and because it's been so hot, pitchers usually tend to sweat, right? And it causes the rosin and sweat to be sticky, correct? Right? But because the weather gets so hot, right? There are times when the weather gets hot and you sweat and it gets pretty sticky. So, there has to come to a point where like the umpire will have to allow the pitcher to wash their hands to take it off. And then they could try to put them on. But that's not the case. Because I'll be talking about that today. Let's see. I do have one. Okay. I was gonna say. Okay. Hear me out though. I'm not a Mets fan, okay? I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Okay? I love the Yankees. I love the Giants. I don't like the Mets, okay? But what I saw, what really disgusted me was when Edwin Diaz, who just freaking came back from the minor leagues after he got injured last year from a torn ACL, first game back, he's already ejected by not throwing the first pitch. He literally went to the umpire to get his hands checked and stuff, and obviously he was using rosin, right? And what does Vic Carapazza does? Eject him because it was deemed too sticky. Like, bro, let me tell you something. Edwin Diaz is basically like one of the best closers out there, okay? And you go and eject him because he's using a foreign substance, I kind of find that bullshit. Alright? Maybe we can actually stick some rosin on Dick Carapazza and freaking put him on a dartboard, basically. We could just play darts on him. We'll use basically like magnetic darts, basically. Magnetic darts. No, not the ones that got the sharp point. No, we're not trying to hurt somebody, but we're trying to use like a magnetic darts. Nobody doesn't get hurt here. We'll put it that way. Oh man, but how can you say that like his hands were super sticky when in fact it's Sweat and Rosin at the same time? Vic Carapazza is like one of the worst umpires in baseball. I'll tell you that for sure. Like, because of this rule, I've seen umpires take advantage of it, especially when they're not even using that much rosin. But you gotta understand, it's the weather. Also, like, there could be times like a city could be having a heat wave and all that, and then when they apply the rosin, they also sweat. Like, dude, he did not even give Edwin Diaz a chance to actually wash his hands. All he did was just like, oh, he came out of the bullpen, get ready to pitch. Like, and then like he said, oh, he has dirt. Like, he does have dirt. Like, He has dirt on his hands. Let me remind you. And that results in a 10-game suspension. Like, I'm just surprised that he hasn't, I'm just surprised he hasn't even freaking, like, appealed the suspension. Like, if he appealed the suspension, but they denied it, then MLB is stupid. This rule has a flaw, basically. Like, umpires should let pitchers at least wash it off. At least. Wash it off at least, and then have the right to come back and actually pitch. Like, alright, let's see. Oh man, this one again. Man, it's crazy. Like, I think my father and I talked about this last year, actually, when they put that rule in effect, though. When the Mets had Max Scherzer last year, right? Like, he had the same issue. Like, the umpires had him wash his hands and applied the Rosin. And yet, well, I think he washed his hands with alcohol, but which basically it makes the Rosin even more sticky. I don't know if alcohol actually does get rid of Rosin. Let me do my research. Let me put out the research. Let me see. Does alcohol... Okay, it says here, the above being said, the best way to remove Rosin buildup on strings is with... No, that's not, let me see. What's the thing I'm looking for? No. Okay. I think this was a discussion like this last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think I watched the MLB Network on this. Let me see. This was from last year. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this quote. I think somebody said this. Quote. Alright, quote. Kahn's point was to depict how everything Scherzer said, and everything the umpires noticed was consistent with what happens when a person mixes Sweat and Rosin, and then adds alcohol, as Searcher was forced to do. Okay, that I remember. I saw this. This is what actually pissed me off. That this is an excuse. Crew Chief Dan Bellino, this is a dumb excuse, was forced to do anything we felt at the time of his ejection. Searcher said he washed his hands with alcohol in front of league officials in between innings on Wednesday, as Cohn's experiments indicated the presence of alcohol combined with rosin resulted in his hands getting significantly stickier than with the rock rosin alone. Okay, so basically that's a no right there. You can't wash that off with alcohol. It makes rosin and alcohol. It makes rosin even more stickier with alcohol. So yeah. So yeah. So this year Mets fell victim to this. This is not the first. This ain't the first time. This is the second time or third time, I think. I think the third time the Mets got through this. But there's gotta be a point where it's like you can't just freaking assume it's foreign substance. He's not using foreign substance. I'm gonna remind you. Like this is a freaking problem in the MLB, and this rule it needs to be fixed. He has not cheated, okay? And may I remind you, he didn't play last year because he tore his ACL at the World Baseball Classics when he was representing Puerto Rico. He was the closer for Puerto Rico, so he had no reason to cheat whatsoever. My best friend's a Mets fan. I could call him up and tell him, do you know why did he really use any foreign substance? There is no evidence. And usually I'm surprised that Vic Carapasa didn't even freaking confiscate the glove. Usually if there's foreign substance, basically what the umpires should do is actually confiscate the glove and have Major League Baseball conduct an investigation. That's what it's supposed to. No, he didn't do that. Because if Edwin Diaz did the three things that he actually said in an interview in a post game last night, saying he used Sweat and Rosin, and then he put like dirt on his hands, then that shouldn't be the issue. That's legal. You're allowed to have rosin to a certain point. And I get it, your hands cannot be too sticky, but understand the weather does get freaking hot. Because depending, I think they're playing against Chicago. I think Chicago also had a heat wave as well, so I can't be too sure about that, but it's like Vic Carapasa like doubled down on it, and it's like, dude, he does not have foreign substance. He was in the minors for a while to get his groove back. Oh man, dude, it's like But to me, I think the umpires are taking advantage of this rule. Because I remember, I think they introduced this last season. I think they introduced it, like, not last season, the season before the pitch clock came along. And I've seen umpires take advantage of this rule a couple times, even when they had made bad calls in the past, just to bait pitchers, just to eject them for no reason, just because they had their feelings hurt and stuff like that. But now let's put it this way: if Edwin Diaz did not actually get his hands checked and his glove checked and stuff like that, then you'll know that he's using foreign substance. But when he went to the umpires to get his hands checked, he did not have anything illegal. But I think that 10-game suspension was a total bullshit. 1 game back, he's already suspended. Not a single pitch, not one pitch was now thrown. It's fucking ridiculous the way how this rule is. Like, you gotta like show some these umpires, especially Dick Carapasa. Yes, I call him Dick Carapasa because he's one of the worst umpires in the Major League Baseball. And I know him because he's got a bad rep of being one of the worst umpires in the league. And the reason why I know that, because I've seen him screw over the Blue Jays beforehand. Ejected 4 players a long time ago in a game where they went through extra innings, probably one of the longest baseball games I've ever seen. That game went to 19 innings because that umpire picked Carapasa. Nobody likes that umpire. But if you ask me, I think the umpires just don't personally like the Blue Jays. It's like, oh man, dude, I was supposed to remove it. So, like, he didn't even give Edwin Diaz a chance to actually wash his hands to remove it. It was ridiculous. Because I think the umpire was lying. Like, Edwin Diaz can actually have... I think Edwin Diaz can actually have the league investigate it, right? And if it turns out it was legal, then they could reverse the suspension and write an apology to Edwin Diaz. Because Carapasa is just taking advantage of the rule, just looking for an ejection and just ruin it. Because, I mean, there are kids out there that are probably wanting to see Edwin Diaz pitch in the 9th inning. No. Vic Carapasa strikes again. This is what I freaking hate. The umpire, nobody paid to see him. They come to see the players. Okay? And the fact that he did not let him pitch shows a bad sign right there. Like, Vic Carapasa has no respect for the players whatsoever. He likes to decide games. But it didn't even matter anyway, because the Mets won that game anyway. Even though I do not like the Mets. And then the Mets got the New York Yankees coming up, so they're going to be short-handed for 10 games. So what they should do is fix this rule. Should they fix it? Yes. I mean, only eject a player if the pitcher does come back with his hands still sticky, even after like he was told to wash his hands to get rid of the raw scent and reapply it. But in this case, man, like the umpires gotta not the umpires, like the MLB commissioner should freaking fix this rule, which I doubt that he won't, because he's invested in giving umpires more power rather than like listening to the fans. Yeah, I'm gonna be like sharing some like other intel from other sports analysts that said something about this rule, but yeah, I'm going up this way.
Illusion shattered. Positions.
Sorry, bub, but looks like you lost this. Did you get your butt out of the tent?
Direct assault! Off with you!
Man, you gotta be that stupid to go around the freaking tent. We ain't playing ring around the rosy over here. Oops. You gotta watch out with that next time. If I'm not careful, it's game over.
Now you shall perish.
Becomes the
Here.
There you go. That ought to do. Get this, get that. Get this. Oh, I was gonna say, I thought there was something over there. So, like, what I'm about to say about Edwin Diaz is that I respect him as a player. Because despite the torn ACL that he suffered in the World Baseball Classics last year, when they were facing up against Venezuela last year, like, he got through the 9th inning with the torn ACL. It gave Puerto Rico the win to get into the semifinals. Okay? That's what I'm gonna say. What's the against Venezuela? Let me just make sure. Let me check the video again. Puerto Rico versus Venezuela. No, it wasn't against Venezuela. I think it was against the Dominican Republic. Let's see.
Inactivity serves
Yeah,
no
so he did
purpose
like tore his
whatsoever.
ACL and like yeah, it was against the Dominican Republic to get into like the semifinal round. And if I'm not mistaken, it was against Japan in the World Baseball Classics final because I watched the whole thing. Because I remember, because I was watching that, and he got through it with that pain. He got through that despite the tore ACL. That's why I respect him as a
Shine
player.
down. With all my strength.
Because like he's basically one of the best players in the league.
Just like these birds.
But as I said before, that's like a
This dance is for you.
yeah, I got his ass. That's right. But you know, if I find out that that they did like his appeal was a success, then everybody then that Vic Carapazza was wrong, basically. This is a job for Amber.
At the ready.
I'm telling you, the rule is so stupid. It's a ridiculous rule that damn it, I thought it was something else. As I was saying, it's such a stupid rule. I mean, this rule has one of the biggest faults that they had to really fix the rule. Like, it should just be like, you get ejected for using foreign substance, you get a warning out of that. It's like, you get a warning on the first ejection. But if you do it again a second time, right? Then you'll get a 10-game suspension. Like an instant 10-day suspension. I think that's what it should be. But, you know, like, knowing them, they don't want to do it.
Go, go, Baron Bunny!
Oof. Hey Cameron, what's up?
There is no escape!
Hey, wait a minute. I'm doing good.
Let
I
it rain!
mean, I could say the least though that the heat wave's over for now.
Shine
Probably gonna
down.
have another one. We're probably gonna have another one in my area again tomorrow. Uh-oh. That's gonna hurt.
The fuse is lit! That didn't count!
Oh, he got me. Did I get every single one? No, somebody's slow. Why do you guys always freaking come like in different sides, like not all at once? Oh man, I hate it when they do that. Oh man, having this mango dragon fruit with green tea. Oh, very refreshing.
Ad Astra Abyssos. Thank you for completing today's commission.
Okay. And that sounds about done. Let's see. I don't pull on here as much, so I'm just like getting points and stuff. But wow, 574. That's not something I get very impressive on my own. I'm not pulling no more on this banner, so Siege Dream's banner's coming up, so I really wanna like okay. So we have Yoimiya's first act. You know, it could be pretty good. Okay, let me pause the game real quick, guys. So listen up. I'm gonna play something off from this guy. I mean, I don't think I saved it though, but. Now here's the thing. He is allowed to appeal the suspension. He's allowed to appeal. Because he didn't use any forced substances. Because if he did, then you know. It's just freaking stupid. And it's like the MLB officials have too much power. Like they didn't even give him a chance to actually like throw the first pitch. Just comes in, gets his hand checked. Oh, they eject him because he's using forced substance. Like, come on. I think this was like what, his first game back? Let me see. Edwin Diaz first game back. June 14th. June 14th was his first game back. Okay. Oh my god, man. I'm telling you. And he said that he's been doing it like this whole time. Then like, dude, let him be, man. Let him play. Let him play. Hold on. What was I going to search up? Let me see. WFN. Let me see. For ejecting Edwin Diaz. Okay. The sticky substance rule. Okay. This is Odyssey, right? Yeah, this is Odyssey. No. Hang on, guys. Okay, I found it. So, X this out. Alright, so, here we go. This is what C-Max said. Quote, every single step of the way, I've hated every ounce of it. I've hated leaving it arbitrarily up to umpires to feel hands to determine how sticky it is. I just think it's stupid. I think the whole thing is dumb, and they've handled it poorly, which, unquote, I do agree with that 100%, basically. And then, quote, how about the players union for not insisting on some sort of uniform substance that can be used, that we know is used, that can be put on a mount and regulated in some way? Come up with something that works, and can we just come up with something so we know what we're dealing with, and anything else you're getting banged, unquote. Okay, so right here, this is not quoted, so I'm gonna read this right here. Right now, the rule is simply that an umpire can eject a pitcher if he feels his hands and it deems them too sticky, which I think that's total bullshit because his hands weren't that sticky, or to be containing an unapproved substance and not just rosin. CMAX says the lack of a uniform procedure or way to determine that is legal and what is not makes the league look bad during some of these ejections. Especially when some pitchers are allowed to go wash their hands and others are simply given the hook. And then this is what he said, quote, it's arbitrary in every way, shape, and form. It's ridiculous. It's been handled poorly since they cut it off in the middle of the season, unquote. Now, even if they feel that if their hands are not too sticky and just eject them anyway, basically that just shows that the umpire can have the power to just eject them whenever the fuck they want. That's how I see it. They've been doing this since, okay? You are allowed to use resin. For God knows how long I've watched baseball as a kid, I've seen people use the rosin bag to like get a good grip on the freaking ball. You take that out, what are you gonna have? Nothing. Like, come on. Like, a lot of pitchers now, they are throwing like 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, and like they're freaking trying to make like spins on the baseball, basically, to try to get a good pitch or make like nasty pitches. I mean, shoot. That rule is stupid. So instead of playing the clip that I wanted to do, I just chose to read it off the thing of what I found on the website, basically. So on the Odyssey website. So, you know, because it's WFAN, and you know I don't want to get copyrighted for that. So I just wanted to just read it off. Oh, and by the way, while we're on the baseball subject, yeah, I've seen worse ejections so far this month though. Like, I've seen one player just get ejected for no reason without saying anything after he struck out. Like, one of the softest ejections I've ever seen. And let me tell you, ever since Angel Hernandez has retired, I think things are still going out of hands with these other bad umpires. And the funny thing is, this umpire is a part-timer. So, how is this guy freaking not fired?
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Just because they struck out Okay, he looked at the umpire, and then like, I mean, he did say something, but it wasn't directly at the umpire. But then he just goes and ejects him anyway. Now I'm gonna. I hope that video is still there. Please, I hope that video is still there. I hope that video is still there. Please, I hope that video is still there because it's on my freaking community post, and I hope it's still there. Because if ESPN took it down, oh wait, Close Call Sports just legit just posted this. Okay, hang on, guys, I'm gonna mute my mic for a moment. Hang on, I gotta watch this. I still think that ejection is so stupid. It's stupid to a certain degree. Like, come on. Like, dude. Just to come out, to get ready, just to get ejected. It's pathetic. Let me see. Come on. Still has to be there. Please, it still has to be there. No. Oh, no. I didn't share it. It's not on my community post. I thought I shared it. No. Let me see. Ejected for not saying anything. Let me see. It should be there still. That's funny. It should have been. It should have been here. This was no. Let me check ESPN. ESPN should have it still. Because ESPN tends to like to take their videos down just to like save room or whatever. It's like, dude, like, that's kind of important right there. So let's see. Sorry guys, I know it's taking too long, but I apologize for the inconvenience. That's what happens when you're a sports fan like I am. So please understand. Let me see. Ejected for not saying anything. ESPN MLB. Okay. It has to be here. It has to, because there's no way. I think it was 7 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. It's past Manny Machado. Lane Thomas. There we go. Found it. It's a short video. Yes. So let me just watch this.
We literally have video and voice audio. He never said anything that
Yeah, this up. Oh, that umpire. Yeah, I remember. I freaking made lots of insults like when I saw this. Yup. He didn't say nothing to the umpire. He just looked and ejected him for no reason. Like, he got into his whole head like, oh, but what a softie. Like, I've never seen umpires that soft. Like, one look and you're gone. Like, that's so stupid. Like, he was just probably waiting to just go to get extra money just to go to a buffet to feed his fat face. Then again, maybe feed his fat ego, actually, to be more precise. Like, that's a sign right there that, like, that's an umpire that just don't care about the players. Just cares about just doing what he loves to do. Make it about themselves and not about the players. Like, your job is to freaking just look, call balls and strikes as the home plate umpire. But if you're gonna freaking make it personal, if someone just looks at you basically and not says nothing, then just ignore it. If you're gonna freaking eject somebody for that, nah, then you need to go.
This realm is truly
Like, umpires can't be doing stuff like that, especially with like one look or like, you know,
If you ever have any
when
questions,
umpires don't say nothing. When umpires don't say anything, when players don't say anything and they just look at you and just for just like a second and just go back to bat, just leave it be. Do not make it personal and make it about you, because it ain't about you in general. You go out there, you do your job, you let the players play. And if you want to be a jerk about it and try to make it about you, you're gonna get fired. But I've said this before and I'm not gonna say it again. Like, the officials in Major League Baseball can't do anything about it because of the union that protects umpires. But if he's part-time, I don't think he gets the benefits for that. I don't know. Because I've been hearing that like he is an actual part-time umpire, but if he does get fired, then you know, good on them to make the move. Man. Let's see. What am I gonna do today? I'm probably already thinking about doing a Spiral Abyss. But if I do Spiral Abyss, it's gonna be
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
if I'm doing Spiral Abyss, I'm gonna do a separate stream. Which I most likely am gonna do a separate stream. Or better yet, I could do extra. I could get some extra primos. Do at least a character story quest. At least. I'm going in order. So like I'm going in order of each character quest. So I already finished up Alhatham's and Dia's quest. Now I just gotta do Yoimiya's second act. And then from here we got Linny, Nuvolette, Wreathley, and Navia, Shiori, and so on. Yeah. Might get more primos along the way. Build more primos, get...
All the world holds dear.
Yeah, get more
but
primos.
A backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
More chances of getting Siege Queen. Yeah, there we go. More chances to get Siege Queen. Alright. Okay, so I'm stopping this stream and I'm gonna do another. Because I'm gonna be doing Spiral Abyss today. So give me like at least 5 minutes at the most, okay? So just give me like a few seconds.